This is my first review for Rookie Reviews. I did set it up quite some time ago, but usually we're probably motivated more by things that annoy us rather than things that we enjoy. So I've finally got a bit of motivation to do a little bit of a review, and this review is based on the AOHI Prometheus 3-in-1 cable, as you can see. So I bought this recently, and the first one that came didn't work properly, so I had to wait on a new one being sent out, which does work properly. But I guess if you're anything like me and you spend a bit of time on YouTube deciding on the basis of the people who make content whether or not you'll make a purchase, then I think this will be helpful, because I did a little bit of research into this Prometheus cable, and what a lot of the content creators seem to suggest, I haven't found accurate. So, and let's be honest, a lot of the people that you go on to, even the ones that are paid for their content, are usually pretty honest. But in regards to this cable, I have not found that to be the case. So I have a number of things set up here to try and see probably one main area of this cable that I feel just totally fails in every regard. So a couple of good points. First of all, the cable works fine. It is a fast charger, which is really good. There is the tiny little titanium blade that, yeah, I've tested it. It seems to slice fairly well. That's not a problem. But the main issue for me is the little igniter, the little lighter that is on the end, and it does glow up red hot, and it does glow up red hot from my phone, but it fails miserably to light anything. So let's just do a little bit of a test around that. So I've set up a number of items. We've got our tiny bit of paper, we've got our cotton wool, I have a gas stove, and I also have a little alcohol fueled stove. Okay, so when I was online researching this product, a number of the YouTube creators that were kind of reviewing this said about how great it was at being a survival tool in relation to igniting items and getting a bit of a campfire going and being able to use that. One guy, I think in particular, was lighting stoves all over mountains. So when I got it, I was very surprised to find that that's not how things worked for me. So I will show you this working. So that's it connecting into my iPhone. I did see some people whenever I was purchasing it suggesting that it didn't work for Samsung. I don't know if that's changed. Maybe that works now, I'm not sure. But if I can just show you, and it would help if I put the right end in. So if I put this in, and I just, you can see that glows up red hot, which in all intents and purposes looks like a really great sign. So let's just see. We'll try first of all with our gas stove. So you can hear a good flow of gas. So nothing at all whatsoever. It is red hot. So let's just switch that off before I do myself an injury. And then we will try with the alcohol fuel stove. So you can see me put in some fresh alcohol, and we'll see how that goes. There's still quite a bit in there from the last time I used it. But here we go. A little bit of meth in there. Let's just try that. Touching that right down as low as I can possibly go. And I know it can be hard to see whether there's a flame or not on a stove, so certainly when you put your hand over the top of it, you would know the difference. So that's a big no-no there. Let's then try a little bit of paper. Should be easy enough. Touching it right in. Something also to be aware of, when they sent me the other one that was a defective cable, this is very fragile. So the little element here, I poked and prodded a little bit with the other one. So like, it is definitely beginning to burn down those edges. But even as I blow on it, absolutely nothing. And it's becoming quite warm in my hands. So one of the videos I did see, we had a guy with cotton wool, and he kind of teased a little bit of the fibers out to make it easy enough to light. And it's one of those videos where it goes from he's putting the little bit of cotton wool in, and then all of a sudden there's a cotton wool fire beneath him. And so we didn't actually see this little device light the cotton wool. So I'm going to test that out. Let's just see. I do have a little tin there that if by chance it lights anything, I can put it in the tin so I don't set fire to the house. So here we go. You can see again, red hot. I'm getting a bit of smolder. So there we go. Cotton wool is the only thing it will light. A little bit of wind power. I don't know if I'm going to carry cotton wool everywhere that I'm going to try and get a stove lit with, or light a campfire with. So I am going to remain a little bit disappointed with this device. It obviously will ignite, as we could see. Maybe potentially if you're a smoker, that could light your cigarette. I don't smoke, so I think for the 25 or 30 pound that I paid for this little device, I don't really think that was worth it. And I think if you are in a position now where you're doing a little bit of research and you're having a look around at the content that people have created, you might be misled. I certainly was. I had the impression that this little fire starter could start fires no problem. That's not the case. You can't see it will work with cotton wool if it's teased out, if we get the right amount of air. Bear in mind, I am in my nice warm home, and I'm not on a hillside. There is no wind. I'm not in cold temperatures. So I don't think that this is worth it. I have other cables that are fast charging. I have other knives that are a lot better than the little tiny titanium blade. I do think if that igniter had have worked a little bit better, then it could have been value for money, just because it's so compact and hopefully it will be durable. But I thought I would just create that little bit of content to counteract the overwhelmingly positive reviews of how amazing that little igniter is. And hopefully that's been helpful for someone who hasn't yet made that purchase.